Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Hello, everybody. Today we are on SpeedGaming, bringing you the last match of the Link to the Past Randomizer Invitational League Season 3, Week 6. We've got some all dungeons key sanity between Linlinlin of the Last Locationers and oase28 of Two Pearl, Two Furious. I'm calling this match today I Am Reg. I am joined by Ganon's Gone Wild. So, Ganon, why don't you tell me a bit? The league's kind of a chaos in this division.
Yeah, so before yesterday, there was like a potential five-way tie for first, but with the Two Pearl, Two Furious loss, this game's still very important. There could potentially be a four-way tie for second. So if Two Pearl, Two Furious wins. So yeah, everybody everybody looking for some craziness is probably rooting for a Two Pearl, Two Furious win here. But yeah, as a member of I Like Big Boots, I'm gotta root a little bit for Last Locationers. So yeah, this division's very crowded at the top. So it looks like both are starting Uncle here.
Yep. And since this is all dungeons key sanity, good odds we're going to be seeing pretty much everything. But if they grab some bombs off this tree or some weapon off of somewhere, then they could go right into the castle. That would always be pretty nice.
Yeah, your chances of getting something good are a little bit less in Key Sanity just because all the keys are actually shuffled in to the pool as well. But Uncle Start, still viable.
Yeah, we did get a pearl and a Y item, so early mushrooms are always interesting because, especially in Key Sanity, where it's keys are everywhere and you need all the keys, fake powder is on a lot of people's minds. But
Yeah.
how long will it take to go turn that in? Linlinlin might be doing it immediately.
Yeah, it looks like Fake Flipper. That was a really fast Fake Flipper.
Yeah, really nice setup. It's a bit hard to buffer that without bombs to blow you to the edge of the screen, or boots to bonk it, or even just a sword to buffer your movement. But getting that first try quickly is really good.
Oh, Bush Crab has full magic for us. That's not bad.
Can use one of those. When taking the bombs there.
Yeah, I mean, it's still early. Bombs are really useful.
Yeah. We haven't seen any on Oase's side from... Well, we've only seen the tier 1 tree pull his hearts. He's trying to kill things to get up to a tier 2 or tier 3 pull, but may have given up on that, or maybe I just miscounted his stuff.
I don't know if he has 4, but we'll find out. The map.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It is key sanity, so we don't have that information just at our fingertips with the map checks. Also, I did miss it, but chat's saying there's a key on the lumberjack apparently, so kinda hoping that's hard required key just because it puts the castle tower keys in the way instead of making us hunt for them.
Lin declining the map there. Oh, send a Sato to the other map.
All dungeons that sort of make sense, in my opinion.
Yeah,
because you can get.
I agree.
Because you can get the green pendant information from Sahasrara, you can get the 5-6 crystal information from the Dark World Bomb Shop, and what else do you really need? You've got to kill all the bosses anyways.
Yeah. You're going to be doing all dungeons, so you'll find out when you kill the boss.
Well, we're almost vanilla on Blindside out there. If there's a red rupee in the back, then the heart piece just got moved to the front, and that's not what you want to see. Okay, Lilin could not say no to that map. Well, I'll say had to because no bombs. Does get some here though.
Yeah, this is a nice bomb find in the.
Yeah, unfortunately, the one that he actually threw was too far away from the wall to blow it up.
Yeah, if you like throw it at that wall, it like bounces off and is too far away. It's kind of dumb, but.
Yeah, and that does mean that he only has one bomb now. Probably going to take it back. Yeah, take it back to Blind's hideout here. And then not have any for the chicken hut unless he goes and buys some.
Yeah, if he buys some, I don't think he's going to have money for the bottle vendor unless he gets some rupees somewhere.
You'll have 129 coming out of this. Bottle vendor is not going to bail him out with a clutch 50. But if Ase goes back into Blind's hideout and gets 30 more, he will be able to afford. Looks like he's just skipping, though.
Triple dipping Blind set feels pretty bad.
Yeah, no doubt about that. But your alternative is leaving a check behind, which doesn't look like it's on the menu today.
Yeah.
Distressingly little in Kakariko Village. A bunch of maps and one pod key, with Lynn picking another one up in the sanctuary, I guess?
Yeah, this has been a pretty dry seed so far. Not really any big ticket items besides the Moon Pearl. $100. No thanks, says Lynn.
Yeah, I gotta think that he would have grabbed that if he checked it blind, but nope, so saving a little bit of time there. Lynn going straight for Mini Moldorm Cave?
I think Lynn just wanted the bush crab check there.
Yeah, I missed that. That didn't get checked in the Lost Woods earlier. That had been bombs. That would have been pretty clutch, but we knew it wasn't going to be.
Yeah, Lynn does not actually have enough bombs to do Mini Moldorm Cave, so probably just going to head over to Agina after this.
Yeah. Unless we find something good here. A sword, a rod, a hammer even, a cane. Anything that just lets us kill things.
Oh, there's a hammer, but that's pretty rough with 1.5 hearts in Mini Moldorm Cave.
Yeah, so still going over to Agina here. Not wanting to play Whack-A-Mole Worm. But
yeah, hammering Mini Moldorms is really tough, actually.
Yeah, it's one of those. It doesn't look so bad till you actually try it. But Lynn will be able to get the save and quit here, and that will be a health refill. And can grab a couple hearts out of Link's house. That little bit of safety trying to do that Mini Moldorm Cave with a hammer. Here's also showing off what I mentioned earlier. You can bomb yourself to the very edge of the screen, and you won't transition, so that's 3 fake flippers. Works down at the setup for Lake Hylia as well.
I didn't catch what was on Lake Hylia Island.
It was a shield, it looked like.
Okay.
No need to grab that one. We do see Eastern Palace area, or at least Sahasrala's hut. Dungeon itself not sure about yet. Do you see that instead of the South Mini Morum Cave, even though Lin bought bombs?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Lynn's just coming over here because it's kind of close-ish to where the bomb shop is, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if Lynn goes into Eastern. I kind of doubt it, but who knows?
Yeah. Does that big key count as a big ticket item in your book?
Nice to have, because it can be in some bad spots, but it still doesn't really allow us to go anywhere that we can't already go.
Yeah, definitely not progression for anything here. And the other thing we did see, Green Pendant Swamp Palace. Might be nice, but gonna have to clear it regardless.
Yeah, Green Pendant Swamp means the mirror could be in GT. The small key could also be in GT, unless there's something in Swamp, of course.
Yeah, let's just hope for progression in Swamp. That sounds fun. And then Eastern Palace, off the top of my head, I believe it's 5 checks in Key Sanity, but many more gave the party.
Yeah, a mirror and a bow and a bottle. That's a pretty hype mini molder cave.
Yep, that bow doesn't actually do anything for us progression-wise right now because no Eastern Big Key means there's no entry to the back to actually use it. But still nice to have in our pocket. Will be very nice when we get to Palace of Darkness later on as well.
A glove in Eastern, so this Eastern dip definitely required, and that gives us Dark World access as well.
Yep, and it's the fun and convenient hammer for Dark World access, which means that we're not continually going up to the village and making round trips to get everywhere like with the mitts, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, we might see some actual routing divergence, which is nice.
Yeah, Ase going, he's going to get those gloves not too long from now. He'll have the mirror in hand, which allows for just a little bit of extra efficiency with some of those Dark World checks, can ride in those mirror lock spots.
Yeah, if Lynn doesn't pick up that mirror like before going into Dark World, could change routing a little bit and might not get something like A45 the first time through.
Yeah, which probably wouldn't be a big deal breaker, but definitely feels a little bit bad, especially when you get it later and you know that you could have had it.
Well, looks like Lynn is just headed over to the Kakriko Dark World power portal. Oh, no. Back of escape.
Yeah,
my bad.
Taking that glove for your free 3 items, and then you can save and quit just as easily as you did the first time. Or, well, no, we don't have a key, and this is Key Sanity. So Dark Cross, very likely not an option.
Whoa. Titans mitts and flippers. That's C just opened up a lot.
Yeah. Mirror, flippers, hammer. We're missing a small key and a hook shot, and we could do that Green Pendant Swamp. But looks like Lynn's not quite off to the Dark World yet, so we'll have that mirror in hand for the trip.
Yeah, I think it's smart to check Mini Molarm Cave. Some people like to really rush into the Dark World super fast, but, you know, like in this seed, there is some big stuff there that if you miss and your opponent has, could really put you at a deficit. Because it's a pretty common check to do this early.
I'm a bit curious if Lynn will follow all the way through to Ice Rod Cave, which is a bit of a different story, only being one check. We do know that it's just a Misery Mire small key there, and while one of those is a little bit convenient to have, you don't actually need it.
Well, looks like the answer to your question is yes, Lynn will go to Ice Rod Cave. Wait, what? Oh, nope. Walking back. I wonder if this is faster
I
than
couldn't
saving
tell
and
you.
putting out of there.
Intuitively, it doesn't feel like it, but this game's weird sometimes with stuff like that.
Hmm.
And I'm expecting we'll see Hype Cave and the Bomb Shop, then off to the west with Lynn. Mitts do mean that he'll be able to walk right up into the Village of Outcasts as well. Sort of the reverse loop.
Yeah, the only issue doing it that way is Purple Chest just kind of gets stuck there.
Yeah, which you can... In that case, I feel like you generally would want to put it off until you have the flute, and there's a swamp key. So hook shot's all we're missing for that one.
Alright, so always just save and quit out of Eastern, so probably gonna make the same play and check the back here.
Heron and Thief sound a really nice 5-6 crystals in a conventional seed. Means a little bit less when we're playing all dungeons, but that is some pretty easy access to that Pyramid Fairy when the time comes. Oh, Lynn actually needing to grab that 50 rupees because the dig game cost 80 and he had 79. So
yeah, the archery game's on is an option, but that's probably a little bit faster. Just pick that up.
Yeah. Would be kind of fun to see the archery game outside of the inverted mode, though. It's just pretty rare for you to have a seed that's this cash poor in the early game.
Yeah. Oh, it's down to 1 heart here.
Yeah, and you don't want to take an overworld death in the Dark World, even if you're like right out front of Link's house and it's just really a save and quit away. It's still obnoxious to have to go through that.
Hey, Ice Rod in the digging game. That's pretty convenient.
Yep. No Ice Rod hunt today. And people like to say that other items are quote-unquote Ice Rods for Key Sanity especially, but they're not the genuine article.
Especially 80 keys, because the Castle Tower Smalls can be pretty much anywhere in the entire game, so...
Yep. Now, I do believe we did see a small key when Lumberjack was checked earlier, so... Decent odds.
Lumberjack isn't bad in 80 all dungeons, because you're gonna do Aga anyway, so it's not like the worst.
Yeah, and just the logical implication of a key being on that ledge. Usually, small keys are logically necessary. A couple exceptions, not a lot of them. Fetch quest big key on that hammer pegs.
Just a piece of heart on the pyramid. Looks like Oasis is gonna mirror do front of escape here. I don't think Lynn did a front of escape, right?
Nope. They both started Uncle and they both left.
Yeah.
He could, although I think he would have mirrored closer to the top. Well, no, he can't do this. I was going to say the first chest of Castle Tower, but we're missing swords, we're missing cape, so no barrier pass for us.
Oh, speaking of a sword, Lynn finds one in the brewery.
Yep. Need a second one to break the magic barrier, but that'll show up somewhere. It sort of feels like all the fetch quests are turning up with triple bombs so far.
Yeah, the mushroom was 3 bombs.
And then that bottle sick kid was as well. Haven't actually seen any others yet, though. If the Skullwoods big key turns out to be triple bombs, then that's going to be saying something.
I don't think they checked sick kid yet, though, right?
Lynn just mirrored to it, and it was 3 bombs.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So nothing in the front of escape for Oase. So
yeah, just a bit of an unfortunate situation with the Dark Cross getting left behind, but if he ever comes back for those Castle Tower checks, can include that as well. We do. It's taking a long walk up. Actually, did he turn
walking
in
all the way over to Cat. Did he
sorry.
turn in? Oh, sorry. No,
I was wondering if he turned in the mushroom, but he's walking right by it, so yes. And
Yeah,
yes, because he did the bomb setup earlier.
Yeah. And finds a TR small. That's always nice to have. We'll need at least 3.
Yep. 4 would be ideal just so that you don't have to skip a chest, but 3 is always doable.
Yeah, you can save scum the small keys as well for lava chests, but that does take a while to do. Small keys to Thieves Town from Catfish. That's nice to have. It's just one more kind of terrible to orphan check that you might not orphan.
Yep. It doesn't actually open anything for us without the associated big key, but I also think that's probably a key that Lynn will have by the time he gets back to Thieves Town to clear the back of it. I totally missed what was on Zora's ledge while...
Oh, the small key.
Okay, so we're grabbing that then.
And find Sankheart.
Yeah, has to throw away a third of his life after the refill to just get out of the area, but... There's Lynn's Meyer small key, so absolutely no repercussions for skipping Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, that was the Skullwood small on the Zora Ledge, so logically required for Mothula, but not really that useful.
It's also our second one of the game. Lynn did pick one up in Thieves Town as well. And we're up to 3 Palace of Darkness keys.
Trinex in chat pointing out that looks like Oase Orphan Zora, I guess. So
yeah,
that's not a check you're coming back for a long time.
Yeah, that's the problem with being quite short on cash. which dark room is Asa doing here? I just looked away
That's
for
the
a sec.
mountain, but
yeah, that makes sense because he was going left from the sanctuary. So yeah, this is the old man. Using the bow for navigation is not a strategy that I see very often, but probably the best he's got.
it's fairly effective if you just kind of. I mean, the arrows just sit there and they just scroll with the wall as it moves.
Yeah, it's just most people will prefer a sword or some Mario blocks, but you gotta make do with what you got.
Lynn gonna get another Meyer key here.
Yeah. Meyer small key. Vitreous is logically locked by 0 of those, right? It's just the left side.
I don't think there are any doors if you go to the left.
Yeah, I think it's
You
just
go to the portal on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm not a key sanity expert.
Yeah, chat's
Link
confirming. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So finding those, like I said earlier, the first one's a bit convenient just to make routing smooth. But beyond that, they're really as good as junk. Similarly, Ice Palace small key, which we did see inside Spectacle Rock, it's like that one actually logical implications. First one logically required. Second one as well if you don't have the Cane of Samaria. But the way that these guys play the game and the tech they've got to get around that dungeon, it's not a big deal. We are up to...
Always picks up another pod small.
Yeah, 4 collectively. If you're willing to just continually loop around the bow side, you can full clear the dungeon on 4 keys. You just have to not open the front door. People don't like doing that because it's slow, but...
Yeah, it's very slow. So... Yeah, with no hook shot, not going to be able to complete Hera here. And no Hera big, so... But... Can get everything else on the mountain except for Hookshot Cave as well.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no boots means can't even get the bonk chest in that cave, but we will make do. We'll also get our Turtle Rock information here. Lynn did find a Bombos medallion off in the Dark World, which is what we need. Of course, no cane means no entry regardless of keys.
So Lynn does have enough money for Zora here. Getting rejected by the fairy, though.
Yeah,
does not have any empty bottles.
Yep, has 2, but both of them are full. And we will see... Well, I say mirrored from Catfish to Zora earlier, wasn't able to pay Zora, but got everything else, so Lynn will just have that extra check in his back pocket. And if it is something, then that's going to spell a bit of trouble. If it is nothing, Lasse's not going to go back anyways, so it's whatever.
Well, that's pretty useless.
Yeah, I would not pay 500 rupees for a compass in pretty much any mode of randomizer.
I mean, it could be worth it in Crisscross, but I think that they already give you dungeon count information anyway.
So I guess Lynn's probably off to the mountain at this point, if I had to guess. But I'm trying to think of what's actually left for him in logic. Pod's coming to mind, but nothing else really is.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much just Pod left. So probably not gonna walk all the way over there just to get like a lamp or something to put the mountain in logic.
Yeah, definitely reasonable. On the other hand, I'll say down to just these 5 checks here for progression on the mountain. We found a cape, which... Okay, so there's a 5th pod key as well.
Yeah, I'm thinking there's probably something in Pod.
Yeah, seems likely. We can also get 1 chest in Castle Tower now, but no small key to get to the 2nd.
Yeah, chat mentioning that the front of Swamp is also available, but obviously
yes.
not really the place you love going without the hookshot.
Yeah, like in non-AD, I could see runners biting the bullet with Pendant Swamp, but when you know you've got to clear it, it just feels really bad to go there. And I guess, well, also said he hasn't been to the Village of Outcast region yet, so that's the next clear stop for him. He might loop around to Pod after this.
Have we seen the Smiths? I think Lynn did them.
Yes, that was where the Skullwood's big key was on.
Pegs.
Yeah, Skullwood's big key on hammer pegs, some junk on the Smith itself. We have not seen the purple chest though. Also, just while chat's discussing it a little bit, a fun little quirk of pod logic is that without the lamp, 5 keys actually puts every small key door that does not lead to the boss in logic. Because that key door that leads to the boss is in the dark. Of course, if the lamp is available, that changes everything, but not in the chests in the dark maze are also not in logic, even though you can logically open the door. But something to keep in mind.
So, yeah, purple chest could be an interesting check here because I don't think Lynn's going back to that for a while, but I'm guessing Aussie is just gonna go down after this Skullwoods. So we could see if there's something in there that could be pretty big.
Yeah, that would be the big advantage at this point that Aussie can get. But does have to do a few other checks first. Clear out the village, clear out at least the front 4 of Thieves Town. Can't get to the back still, unfortunately, but so it goes. He's just going... Is he going to route this all the way over to Graveyard Lodge, I would imagine?
Yeah, I mean, well, maybe not. Or maybe just doesn't want to deal with the red birds.
I mean, I don't like dealing with them either. even on the blue mail, it kind of hurt.
Yeah. There is a strat for dodging them, but yeah, that's also quite reasonable to just say no thanks.
Unfortunately, he did not throw his bomb far enough to open that wall, but 300 rupees. Kind of imagine you would have liked to have had that a few minutes ago. I think ultimately the situation right now is, as you said, we're waiting for somebody to go to Pod, show us the new checks there, and for Ase to show us what's in the purple chest. Because that's a check that Lin has orphaned at this point.
Yeah, or until they just inevitably last locate the flute inside of Left Side Swamp, and all progression is locked behind it.
Yeah, let's just lock this entire seed behind the Caneless Misery Mire. That sounds fun. I mean, that's locationing stuff, though. It does always feel really bad as a runner, but there is upside. It's that fewer locations you have left to check once you open up new progression.
Yeah, silver linings, huh?
When you're in that kind of situation, you gotta take the silver linings, unfortunately.
Yeah, in all dungeons key sanity though, you do kind of expect to eventually last locate something, and this mode you pretty much are signing up for a full clear just due to how many required items there are. So it doesn't feel too bad because your opponent probably last locates a lot of the terrible spots as well.
Yeah, like we've seen some at least somewhat divergent routing here. In the order things have been done, if not the checks themselves. But they're coming back together for the most part here because, well, that's what happens when you bottleneck on something.
Did I guess Lin skip Hobo maybe?
Oh, I think Hobo is actually a new check for both of them.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't remember having seen it on either side.
Yeah, actually, I don't think that Aussie did it either.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a save and quit out of the Ishad Cave for him early in the seed.
Just a heart container, though.
Chat's actually bringing up another place that we can go get a lot of in Logic. There's Ice Palace. Could even kill a cold stare if they really wanted to.
Yeah, actually, I think that probably makes the most sense at this point, given that you can complete it and you're only really leaving the big chest behind. So that's where Lin's going to next.
Yep. It does sort of feel bad to leave that big chest behind with how bad it can be to get back to. But that's the sort of risk that in a race you want to take.
Yeah, I mean, if like something like the pod big key is here, you can avoid double dipping pod or you know, like Eastern big or something like that. So there's a lot of very useful items you could find here just in terms of riding efficiency.
Yep. We did see a map check on Oase's side. Most of it was information we already had, but I did see a pendant at pod. So that's... It's not super encouraging given how many keys we have for that, but who knows?
Yeah, with 5 keys this early on, like, I don't know, it feels like more often than not there's something hiding in pod.
Yeah, it raises concerns about the big key. Because if the item is just not behind that big key, then who knows where that's going to be. Not spawning that second Salvos Knight before dropping the bomb, unfortunately. Yeah. Extra time, extra bomb.
Hopefully, Lin gets this bomb jump over here before running out of bombs.
Yeah. Ice Palace bomb jump is not tech we see that much of these days, with Icebreaker being faster and more fun, but here we go, first try. And nice double bombs there. Unfortunately, no boots to bonk over the Pent Gators and save the damage. But that's the game we're playing right now with the equipment we've got.
Yeah, having that Ice Palace small is pretty nice here. Will definitely allow this dungeon to be routed a little bit faster.
Yeah, and that's one of those things with Icebreaker, you don't even really think about that small key very much because it becomes a lot less significant, but makes getting over to the right side really easy when you've got to do the bomb jump. Unfortunately, we've seen nothing of real note in the way of items so far.
Yeah, still a few opportunities, but yeah, definitely kind of a bust at this point. So, Aussie's doing purple chest right now. This could be a big item. Or, oh, it's a key. The GT, so not really that important. Lin's not gonna really lose any sleep over that.
Yeah, because even if you need to clear the Ganon's Tower basement, I think if you just enter with like one, you can get enough hotkeys to clear the basement, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I don't know the exact number. I just know that you don't need that many smalls to do most of GT.
Yeah, like, if nothing else, just don't open that middle door. Although, we are opening up the front of Swamp Palace here.
Yeah, this this is another option. I mean, without the hook shot, can't do the whole thing, but just given how many, there's like 5 items in logic here. I mean, there's silvers, not progression, but nice to have.
Yep. One shot's pretty much everything not called Vitreous, Hinox, or Ganon. So.
Ooh, there's the hook shot. So that is real bad for Aussie, because he's gonna have to double dip Swamp now.
Yeah, really good for Lin though, because yeah, Ice Palace was definitely the play here. That chest 100% in logic with what they've got. And can take it right over to Swamp for the full clear immediately afterwards. And hope to find probably more like a pod big key or something in there to make that easier.
They're here, only 4.5 hearts. I can't remember if Lin has potions or what's in the bottles, but
I'm pretty sure it's green potion and fairy.
Okay.
Good use of the cape here to get spin attacks off.
Half a heart. Okay, yeah, I think I saw a fairy in there. Okay. Well, I'm gonna use that fairy, but it's way better than dying.
Yeah, I don't think Lin will have any complaints at all with this fight. As long as the rest, yes.
rewarded with a boomerang.
And the third pendant. So we know that pod is a pendant. Saw that on a map earlier. No swamp's a pendant because Saha Charlotte told us, and we got one from ice. So who needs maps anyways?
I'm expecting Lin to go in the swamp here with that hook shot. That does seem to make a lot of sense. But
Yeah, going south from here absolutely means Swamp Palace. And Us is almost done with his swamp dive. Haven't seen anything so far beyond those silvers. But 2 checks here on the left side. No hook shot means that kinda gotta circle around to get both of them.
pushing the chest. Not sure what. Maybe having controller issues here. This does not look good. Now his screen is frozen, but his timer is continuing to go up. Possibly having some technical issues.
That's the sort of thing that you never want to see.
Yeah.
Maybe he's back? Maybe not. Well, on one side, we are into swamp now.
Moving again.
There we go.
Well,
tempered.
There's a sword. That's nice, but not quite what you're hoping to find in left side swamp.
Yeah, not at all. Then the last check for Oase and Swamp Palace, right here in the next room. So, tempered sword, silver arrows, and junk in Swamp Palace.
Yeah, a lot of firepower, but no progression. But Lin with the hook shot will be able to check the back. So I believe swamp is also a green pendant, right? So
yes,
that will Saha into play as well.
We do have
I would
flooding the key there, setting up diver down. Gonna walk on some water here and recover that key.
Only one bomb left, so good luck, Lin. Okay, gets the oh wait, yeah, gets diver down here.
Yeah. Are there any bomb pots in the back of swamp to do diver down in the back, or are we just gonna have to fight
I know there's one in the super back, far back, but I don't know if there's any on the way there. But it's not that big of a deal to do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, you've just gotta watch a room unflood, and it's just not very exciting. But certainly beats having to leave the dungeon and come back, like Oss unfortunately has to do. Because he'll be finding his hookshot in a little bit here, once he makes his way through the middle part of this dungeon. And then probably going to be wishing he'd done things in the other order.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of unfortunate luck, but you know, there's still a lot of race left. Both runners still needing tons of items. So plenty of opportunities to make up for that time.
Yep. At a bare minimum, I'm counting 5 big keys and 2 castle tower small keys and maybe a couple other small keys, such as Turtle Rock. And that's before we even get into items, so...
Yeah. Yeah, and only one dungeon completed by either runner at 50 minutes here, so seems like a little bit of a slow seed.
Yeah, definitely. But that's sort of... Key Sanity makes it really easy for stuff like that to happen. Ase gets firebarred into the pit. Gonna have to bomb jump again, unfortunately. But here we go. Back of Swamp Palace. Got 4 items, including the one on the boss. Here's the first 2.
Big key to Hera, not really an item you love to see, but I guess they haven't done Hera yet, or at least they haven't done the top of Hera, so it'll be nice to get that check out of the way.
Yeah. Hookshot in hand does mean that they don't need the key to kill Moldorm, but that big key is actually hard required. And I want to ask, who thought that this swimming room was a good idea?
Yeah, I don't know if there's like a strat for dodging the little water guys, but I don't know. My only strat is you just try to jump in the water as fast as possible.
Yeah, my strat is just don't play Oko. I have no idea how you would do that. Like, I know that there are ways because people have done it, but I've never checked into it. Chat's saying Quake is the strat. I believe it.
Right, well, quick Argus fight there, but all we really got out of Swamp is some big keys, so not really anything too important here, at least not yet.
Yeah. Actually, that Hera big key intrigues me, but only really because we still don't have logical access to Death Mountain at all. No lamp, no flute.
Yeah, I'm feeling like that's got to be in pod, because I don't know if there's actually anything else anywhere left that it logically could be.
Yeah, I don't think so either at this point. Like, I guess there's like first chest, castle, tower, and that's it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we have not seen that chest. Aussie getting his hook shot probably feels a little bad about that location, but
yeah, but ultimately Rando is a game about doing basically everything and while trying not to do everything. Racing Rando is a game about the order you do things in, because that's really what will make or break a race. But Cold Stare fight for us, better armed than Lin was for this fight for sure. Got, I believe, the same bottle content, Screen Potion, Fairy, but doesn't need either of them, keeping him in the corner with that Tempered Sword.
yeah, that was a really nice fight. This is about as clean of a fight as you can have without the boots or Cold Sword there.
Yeah, definitely very well done.
Lin doing the front of escape here. We haven't seen Dark Cross yet. Not in Logic without Fire Rod or Lamp, but That is another check that will be a little annoying for Aussie to go back to.
Yeah, Lin
If
did. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, Lin did mirror to enter the castle from the top left. So very well set up to get to that castle tower chest. Not nearly as well set up to get to the Dark Cross. It is going to go for Dark Cross anyways, though, it looks like. Which, honestly, I think this makes a lot of sense, just to avoid isolating the check. Not in logic, but...
Yeah, I mean,
still.
this is a check you really don't want to go back for later, and this is as fast as it's going to get to do, so I think this makes sense. Aussie going back into Swamp. Not gonna find anything besides those big keys, though.
No, but at this point, the entire dungeon is in logic for him. And I do understand the logic of considering it a better play than a Palace of Darkness that you cannot fully complete.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's a little unfortunate for him, but it is something that he will have to do at some point. There is still a chance that the green pendant pays off as the progression. And Dark Cross was just some cash, so gotta see this one chest and then back out.
Ooh, Kana Samaria. So, I believe they now have access to some of TR.
They've got access to the compass chest on the left. They've got access to the chain chomps. And that's it with their current items and one small key. But I don't think that's at all a check that either of them would want to go chasing at this stage of the game.
Yeah, Aussie already did Front of Escape, so I'm not exactly sure when he's going to get back there for that. Maybe he'll find a castle tower small somewhere that'll lure him back to get both of the checks.
Yeah, like, he's still got Dark Cross on the table too, so maybe that'll help make it just appealing enough.
Yeah.
Nothing but the big keys coming out of Swamp with that. But we are finally opening up the Palace of Darkness as Oase puts his silver arrow into Argus. This is a play we've been talking about for a while. 5 keys can get every chest in the dungeon. Well, including the boss if we find a big key, but that is conditional on hammer jump.
Yeah, we've been sitting on those 5 keys for quite a while, actually.
Yeah.
Just a change of clothes in the first chest.
Honestly, I'm kind of expecting the flute to show up here instead of the lamp. Maybe flute plus fire rod both.
Yeah, if I was a runner, I would much rather see the flute here. The lamp just kind of adds some annoying stuff. Doesn't really do a whole lot.
Yeah, I'm thinking through the key logic here, and I did mention earlier that pod keys do put this chest and the Harmless Hellway in logic, conditional on the lamp being or I guess really on the 6th pod key being behind them in the lamp, just because you logically can't reach the 6th door that leads to Helmasaur without the lamp. But it's kind of unlikely, and honestly, that's probably a quirk of logic that runners aren't really keeping in mind as they run because they've got enough to focus on. There it is.
Yeah, there's the lamp. So yeah, that doesn't actually really do a whole lot besides put stuff mostly that we've already checked in logic. They have not checked Hookshot Cave, so there's some more chests on Death Mountain that they might go back for.
Yeah, I forgot about those, but those do exist, yeah. And lamp does put them in logic. I'm wondering if we'll see the classic vanilla key in pod, but
I mean, it feels like you will, just based on it always being in pod, but
yeah, but we're down to just 3 chests that can actually have it at this point. It won't be in the Dark Maze. I guess it could hypothetically be in the Harmless Hellway.
I mean, could potentially be in GT. No, it is a pendant dungeon, right?
Yeah, the GT isn't pod.
That's true. We get our final sword upgrade. I don't think we really need it, but it's nice to have. It'll make climbing Castle Tower a little bit nicer later on.
Yeah, we got the red mail too, so we are fully equipped in every sense.
We get Quake. We don't know what the Myra Medallion is yet, so it could be required.
Could be... is behind the 6th pod key, though, just being in Harmless Hellway and us having Bowhammer and Lamp.
That's a good point.
I mean, we'll probably stumble upon that last key at some point. I don't think Lynn's got enough time to make Hammer jump anymore. Yeah, taking the fall. And this pause buffer and menu based lineup for the hammer jump is consistent and reliable as long as you can get your pixel perfect movements.
Yeah, it's pretty much exact pixel alignment, at least vertically.
Yeah, horizontally it's a fair bit more forgiving, but it is one of those things you've got to get the exact right vertical, and there are lineups for it that pause buffering does help with. But you've still got to be able to move those 1 pixel movements that Lynn was having a bit of trouble with there.
All right, so back up the mountain with our lamp.
Yep. And we've actually got the Harris small key in addition to the big key, so that's another check that we can get here. And it looks like Lynn's going to go... Yeah.
So we can actually just clear all of Hera quickly.
Yep. And that looks like Lynn's first stop. I would imagine Hookshot Cave, then PR after that.
Question in chat, have they done Spike Cave? I do not believe they have done Spike Cave. Well, looks like Lynn's doing it right now.
Yeah. Okay, so doing this before Hera, sure. It is one of those things that getting out, not going to be... I would expect to save and quit to get out here, but could walk it out, I guess, with the potion. Yeah, that's just a nice big thanks game. Nothing feels better than getting small keys to dungeons you've already fully cleared. Chat's also asking about Dark Death Mountain. We have seen Super Bunny Cave checked. We have not seen Hookshot Cave checked because when the runners were up checking the mountain, they did not have the hookshot. That was in the depths of Ice Palace, which you don't want to go to without a few things.
Yeah, both runners sequence broke up here earlier without the hook shot, but they did have the mitts. But they did not have any way to do Hera at the time either.
Yep, no hookshot means no Herapot, and no big key means no conventional route. So we've seen 2 checks in Hera already, and we're going to see the rest right now.
Lin going for the basement. I have seen some runners skip the basement in 80 keys, but not a ton of checks actually right now, so probably a good call.
Yeah, I don't think we've got anything on the mountain, or anything off the mountain, excuse me, that's in logic for these runners. So I think skipping the basement would definitely be a risky call at best.
Aussie not doing Spike Cave here, so is actually not too far behind. Just needs that cane though.
Yeah, he is missing the cane, missing Zora, but does have, I believe, purple chest over Lin, which was nothing. And unfortunately, misses his arrow for the iframes there, but there we go.
Pretty solid setup for the Herapot there by Lin.
Yep, and you can just grab the fairy for whatever health refill is needed, and drop down using developer intended strategies.
I think Herapot's developer intended.
Oh yeah, falling into that pot, definitely 100% intended by the developer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why they put the holes there.
Yeah.
Anyways, that fire rod does open up 2 checks in Turtle Rock. Also opens up the back of Skull Woods. So that's not bad. And that's a dead mold worm.
Yeah, good. Where was the Hera big? Do you remember?
It was one of the big keys in Swamp Palace.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, good thing. I think it was in the back, right?
Yes.
Good thing Aussie did go back the double dip before coming up here. That could have been a real disaster.
Yeah. This seed would definitely be very unkind to people that Hera potted and skipped out on that big key, but we weren't going to miss that big key this seed either, I don't think. It's just a matter of would you have to go back for it.
Yeah.
And then actually showing us Turtle Rock before Hookshot Cave here, so not betting on that chance that Hookshot Cave has an additional Turtle Rock key or 2.
Yeah, that's an interesting call.
On the other hand, with just 1 small key, Turtle Rock is a really quick dip, and you're not losing that much time by having to do that first room additional time.
There's always a TR key in TR, right?
Yeah. The big thing that a second key opens up for him is Mimic Cave.
Well, there's the big key to TR.
It actually doesn't do anything for us without at least one more small.
Yeah.
Nah, there's your vanilla key. Still not interested in going any deeper though. That would just be Mimic Cave, the Big Chest, and Crystal Roller Room, I believe. Which, quite deep for not a whole lot of checks. Definitely a good idea to check this, see if you can pull a third key out first.
Yeah, I could go back for it because if you go all in Mimic Cave, you can't mirror back to the front of TR, so it makes sense if you are interested to at least do this first.
We're actually fully synced, finishing that cave out. But Ase going one way and Ling going the other, so that's where the sync ends.
Yeah, I think this has to be Spike Cave, right?
Yeah, there's nothing else here.
Where it looks like Tracker is only got one key for Aussie. Was there another small somewhere that Lin picked up?
In Turtle Rock.
Oh, did Aussie not go into Turtle Rock?
Aussie doesn't have the cane set.
Oh, yeah. That is true.
Yeah, he's got to get up to Castle Tower at some point just so he can get that.
Yeah, if anything is in the back here of TR, that's pretty gross for Aussie.
Yeah, especially because at the time that Aussie did Front of Escape, he didn't have a cape or a master sword, so he could not do the Castle Tower check if he wanted to. So he chose to orphan that, and we'll see how hard that comes to bite him here.
Yeah, he set it over to Kakariko, so I'm thinking he's probably doing the Skull Woods checks over here. Because I don't think that there's really anything else.
No, there's not, especially with Purple Chest already done on his side. And I guess the other thing we found here in Turtle Rock so far was a Desert Palace small key. Does exactly 0 for us until we can get into the dungeon, but will be nice to have just for efficiency once we can. Actually, something that I wasn't thinking about earlier, but clearly coming into play here. That Pokey that Lin got the key from just before the lava chest. Steal that key, you take 2 keys all the way to Laser Bridge. Those 4 checks are not going to be in logic, but they're absolutely reachable.
Yeah, not opting to try to save Scum and check Lava Chest. It is pretty slow to do that.
Yeah, and honestly, if you do save Scum, that sort of strikes me as a play that's more exciting and interesting to do on 3 keys instead of 2. Because if it does turn out to be something, then you've got to find 2 more keys still. You can't even get to Laser Bridge.
Yeah, that's true. There are more items on Laser Bridge, so if you're gonna do something out of logic, you might as well go with the numbers.
Right. Well, while we wait on Lin to get the
Gonna-
laser bridge. Yeah, here's Moth. And there's Moth.
Yeah, pretty easy fight. Gold sword, red mail. Oh, there is another TR small on laser bridge.
So we can kill Trinex now.
Interesting. Always a TR small and TR, man.
And of course, laser bridge logically locked behind 3 keys. So yeah, so that 1 key is logically behind the other 3, which doesn't mean very much at this point, but 4th Turtle Rock key is somewhere out there in the world, which we sort of already knew.
So, Aussie, I don't know what exactly he's got left, but I don't think there's too many checks before he's going to get forced to go and back to Castle Tower.
I don't think he's got anything left unless he wants to go do Zora first.
Oh wait, he's got the flute.
Oh, I totally missed him picking that up. That must have been in Skull Woods.
Yeah, that's a really big find for him. We'll kind of lead him away from the cane though, but we'll give him stuff to do.
Yeah. The only downside here is that it could easily draw him into Caneless Mire when we know the cane is available. And hey, Castle Tower key on Trinex. That's really bad for Ase.
Yeah, I kind of hope that it's Quake just for his sake, you know? Because that will keep him from going in there.
Okay, where was that Quake medallion? I don't remember. Oh, it's Bombos. That's unfortunate.
I want to say it was in TR, but...
I feel like Lin's had it for a while, but I'm second guessing myself now. Yeah, unfortunately, without that cane to pull him up to Turtle Rock before doing this, I say getting drawn into Desert without a small key, which loses him a good chunk of efficiency, and inevitably going to get drawn into Mire without the cane, I think, just because of how few checks he has left. And chat saying Quake. Oh yes, Quake was in the harmless hellway of the Palace of Darkness, because it was behind all 6 pod keys, and we've only seen 5 of them so far.
Yeah, okay.
So,
yeah. Looks like Aussie doesn't have 5 pod keys, so that's probably why it went unchecked. But it is not gonna bite him.
Yeah. Big Key Swamp, Small Key Skull Woods exist, I guess. I guess it's also worth noting we saw a fetch quest on the Desert Torch. That's never anything you want to see when you're missing boots. There's the 4th Turtle Rock key for Ase. So that does open up the lava chests. Well, he doesn't know that though because the last key's on Laser Bridge.
Yeah.
So he'd have to go back in for that.
Yeah, that that is a good point. Yeah, he will likely skip lava chest as well, just due to the TR key placement.
Yeah, he will have the option of going back in, but that's a slow 1 check.
Yeah.
TR keys on Laser Bridge and Key Sanity is just cruel. What the hell?
Lin waiting for the Wallmaster patiently.
Yep, because just 1.0 version of this game, you can get grabbed by it after falling in a pit. And there was a moth fight.
Alright, so with Aussie headed into Mire here, this is another dungeon that he will have to double dip.
Yeah, and I think he's up to literally every dungeon except Ice Palace being a double dip for... Well, Ice Palace and Turtle Rock being a double dip for him.
Yeah.
Which I guess, in fairness, Desert will probably turn into a double dip for Blinn as well, unless the big key shows up. And then the other dungeons have already been double dips for him, so he just gets to save out on Swamp and Mire. So, a little bit extra efficiency there, largely on account of just that Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, if they find the Thief's Town big, that could put Pyramid Fairy in a logic, which might be the point where it would be like convenient for Aussie to kind of route that Castle Tower check in.
Yeah, at this point, if you're on his team or if you're rooting for him, I think that's really the best bet. Lynn is going to finally turn in that purple chest since he was in the area to clear Skull Woods. It's a simple flute in the air for him, and that's a shield and a shield fire locked in Mire.
Yeah, not really too useful.
Nope. We did see the third one of those near the start of the game, so...
The flute was on the bridge chest. Just
right.
to answer your chat's question. I don't think it could have been on Moth just due to small key logic or whatever.
We've got all three Skullwood smalls apparently.
Which yeah, I think the third one was in Mire though, locked behind the flute.
Oh, okay. Oh yes, you're right. It was in the shed. So yes, Mothula literally could not have had the flute this seed. Not that we knew that until we pulled that key.
Ooh, Ozzy barely making that gap there before it fell. The bridge started falling apart. That's a pretty rough one to miss because you have to just walk all the way back.
Unfortunately, no value in Mire whatsoever. I guess Aussie hadn't checked the Gina's cave yet, because that's where we're going now.
Has he gone into desert yet? I don't think so, right?
Yes, he did. We saw a shovel on the torch, and we
did?
saw junk in the map chest, and we couldn't do anything else.
Ah, okay. Well, yeah, I think he is definitely starting to run dry on checks here.
Yeah,
hopefully he goes to Castle Tower before Zora.
I'm not coming up with a single thing he's got left besides those. But starting at the mountain and pulling out the flute is not promising for that. Because if you wanted to go to the castle, you'd be fluting to Link's house.
Going back to Kakariko.
I think he's thinking.
Uh-oh. Okay. Okay, he's refluting before. Alright. I think this has to be the Castle Tower check.
Yeah, and then he'll go back and clear Mire, I would imagine, since he knows he can do that, and then Turtle Rock afterwards, which he will be able to fully clear. He just currently does not know that. And then on Lin's side here, we are seeing the same first 7 checks that Oase just did. Just a bunch of garbage and a couple shields. But the real fun will come once he gets to the back and can fight Vitreous.
So it looks like for go mode, we're just missing a bunch of big keys on Lin's side.
Yeah, we're missing the second castle tower key as well, although that is lit up on the tracker. I know that we haven't seen it.
I thought somebody said it was on Trinex?
The first one was on Trinex. We have not seen the second.
Oh, the first one. Oh, okay, is that just... okay.
But yeah, other than that, we are just missing Eastern Desert Thieves Town big keys. And we will be good to go.
Okay, chat saying the Hyrule Small in pod was mistakenly tracked as Castle Tower Small.
Yeah, that happens. There is no place on our tracker for the Hyrule Castle small key, because quite frankly, it's actually just useless. We don't care about it. The 1 in a million seed where it has potential logical, interesting implications, we'll talk about it then.
Alright, well that is an item that could be basically anywhere, so probably Aussie's best bet to make up some time.
It's also worth noting Lin going for an Ice Rod shot before placing that Samaria block down. That's an alternative setup for spooky action, which we just saw Fire Rod hit that switch while hitting the spike. Shoutouts to splash damage. But if you don't have the boots, Ice Rod or Silver Arrows actually work as an alternative to the boot stash. And here's one of the 3 things in the game that can take more than 1 silver arrow. But there we go.
Yeah, pretty straightforward fight with silvers.
Yeah, so I guess actually the question at this point is, where does Lin go? It's got to be into desert, right? So is that desert small key the answer?
Well, what else? Yeah, I think
I'm not coming up. Actually, lava chest could be the answer too.
Yes, the lava chest is definitely in logic.
Yeah, because at this point, Lin is fully in logic with that Skullwood grab.
Oh, was that the Swamp Palace big?
Oh yes,
that's another check.
Well. So we've got 2 checks that are convenient, and then 2 that are absolutely atrocious.
Yeah,
Take a pick.
Quality options.
Yeah, that's exactly the sort of thing AD keys makes you do, though.
Yeah. Aussie headed over to TR, so that will kind of bring him to where
actually
Lin is currently.
There is a 5th check that I forgot about that is available in Logic. Castle Tower number 2.
Ah,
so, yeah,
yes.
It's
another good check.
Yeah, we are in the best situation right now with this seed.
Will we see a Castle Tower triple dip? Big
No.
key to Thieves Town. That definitely adds some nice checks to our list.
Yep. 4 checks and lets us get another crystal. Actually, the other 5-6 crystals, so that also adds Pyramid Fairy to the list. So definitely good find here.
I'm a little disappointed though. I was hoping for a Castle Tower triple dip.
Yeah. It's one of those things, yeah. You don't wanna do it, but sometimes you wanna see it. And yeah, Lin is going straight for that Thieves Town key, which absolutely makes sense. There are more checks available for him here than in the rest of the game combined.
Yeah, I mean, you don't go anywhere else in this situation.
And then on Oase's side, we're just looking for, does he pull the trigger on Lava Chest? And if
Possibly.
not, does he go back in after?
Possibly forgetting that you need mana to use the cane. I feel like the boots would be a nice find, just to give our runners something at this point. I mean, this seed has just felt like a real grind.
Yeah.
Just walking everywhere.
Yeah, like, there's a reason that boot start modes have become more popular lately. And that's just because going fast is fun. Good. We are up to the first new Thieves Town check here.
Oh, okay.
It's with 4 checks. I mean, you can have 1 or 2 not be progression and still be fine.
Aussie declining to check Lava Chest makes a lot of sense. Doesn't know about the TR small on Laser Bridge.
Right. So the real question is, will he go back in once he pulls the 4th one and kills Trinex? You know what actually maybe annoys me the most about this seed? Remember back when we were down to just pod as a location? We went to pod for a lamp. I don't think there were even any keys of note in there. We went into pod for a lamp to get our logical mountain access to go back to Hera. That was bad.
Yeah. Yeah, the lamp. There was nothing in Hera basement, right? That was pretty much. We pretty much just went to pod for fun.
Yep. Even if there was something in Hera basement, though, the fire rod was in Hera.
That's true. I mean, with the hook shot there, you know, they definitely could have just opted to go back up the mountain instead of pod. So.
Yeah. They could have, but pod was just way too appealing with 4 or 5 keys and it being the clear last logical location.
Yeah.
Anyways, here's our last shot at progression. Big key.
The desert. Well, that's one more item. 2 more items. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's also a real nice double back. Go to desert to get your thieves big key, to get your desert big key.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of double dipping in this one.
Also showing off some nice pushing animations there after dispelling his Samaria block.
He is low on health here. Gotta be careful. Not sure. He might still have a fairy though.
Yeah, Lin burned his fairy in the Cold Stare fight, but Oase
He's got a
has...
fairy.
He hadn't until I opened my mouth. Now, are those sword slashes that Oase does as part of his laser skips, is that just a buffering strategy that I don't know about?
Oh. I'm not sure what that is, but he is mirroring to go back to lava chest. So this could be the thing that gets him back into this.
Yep. If you're rooting for him here, you want to see something like a castle tower key here. Probably not an Eastern big key though, because Oase or Lin will get funneled back into that if that's what it is, without having to check GT.
Just 300 bucks, so Lin will get away with that.
Does put him over to the 2,000 mark for absolutely nothing that's worth.
Yeah, he's got all the money.
Yeah, it's actually, like, it makes sense with how cash poor the early game of this seed was, but it's still impressive after how they were so poor for so long. Okay, so will the boss be progression again?
That's a nice cycle. And the answer is no.
Okay, so Lin's got Swamp Big Chest, Castle Tower, or it can go to that lava chest that we know is nothing now.
I'm hoping for an Ice Palace big key somewhere.
Let's not put that on our runners at this point. It's like you said earlier, this seed has been an absolute grind.
Yeah, just give him some boots.
Yeah.
Let's get this thing over with.
Looks like Lin is going to choose this. Actually, this could be Pyramid Fairy first. Yeah, Lin's choosing Pyramid Fairy before Swamp Big Chest. Which makes sense. It's twice as many checks and probably twice as fast. And then also can route in second Castle Tower chest right with this. Which I'll say getting his first Castle Tower key now.
Yeah, being able to do the other Castle Tower check here is pretty nice. So this actually works out pretty well.
Yeah, it still feels kind of bad just because of how few checks are left, but this is making the best of the situation by far. I guess the real question is, do you go check that second Castle Tower chest if you get a key here? A big key here, excuse me?
Eastern big.
I'll say it's going back to Zora now at this point, unfortunately. I mean, we know it's nothing, but this is a check that he isolated a very long time ago.
Yeah, he did not have the money to do it earlier on, so he had to skip it. I believe there was a small key on Lumberjack, right?
That sounds right. But at this point, it can't really be required. Actually, I think at this point, it's the 6th pod key has to be. Because we've got every other small key in the game besides the 2nd castle tower key. Unfortunately, with pod being a pendant, that castle tower key could still be anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, chat's right. We don't have the 3rd Misery Mire key.
Yeah, but the castle tower small can't be locked behind castle tower anyway, so.
Yeah. The point is that lumberjack key, we've got all the required small keys at this point.
Yeah.
I can say that confidently because both runners did hammer jump in Palace of Darkness, which means that they don't need all 6 pod keys.
Which ultimately means that the boots are probably just somewhere in GT.
Yeah, and it's a little frustrating to think about that, but that's what you sign up for when you play Ambrosia. Looks like Ase is actually going to show us that 2nd castle tower check first.
Yeah. Lin just bail out on it?
Yep.
Okay.
So this is back to just being a hard isolated check for Lin after he got that Eastern Palace big key.
Well, we got a fetch quest item out of that. That's
It's not really what you want to see, though.
Yeah.
Also, I totally missed what was in that 2nd chest while looking at that powder.
Yeah, I did not see either.
Doesn't look like it was anything, though. If Ase was headed for Swamp. Okay. If it was just cash, then yeah, that doesn't surprise me. It just disappoints me. Actually, Lin, if he didn't have 7 crystals, I'd say he was headed for the lava chest, but he has 7 crystals, so we're just going to Ganon's tower. And of course, since we are still missing Castle Tower small key, we're gonna be seeing the basement. So chat can have a party.
So, what are we... Oh, wait, so... Wait, did Lin do bat?
No.
No? Is he going all the way... Where?
He's got...
yeah, GG. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 7 crystals.
Yeah.
Like, there's just no reason for him to go anywhere else at this point.
Yeah, there's all the checks here. There's no reason to check anything else.
And of course, with 4 Ganon's Tower small keys in hand, he can open the middle door and not feel bad about it. But yeah, just to recap for chat a little bit, we are missing 1 Castle Tower small key, and we are missing 1 Palace of Darkness big key. And that's it. We've got everything else at this point.
Yeah, I mean, odds are pretty high that both are actually here. Oh, there is the Castle Tower small. So, just looking for pod big.
Yep. We don't care about whatever small key is on the lumberjack, which at this point is either pot or mire. And we don't care about any chest that does not contain a big key at this point. Okay, half magic in the compass room might get like the most marginal levels of care right now.
Yeah, I mean it's nice. It's better than like a big 20.
Yeah. Not as good as the boots, but
yeah.
Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, it probably ranks about a 3 at this point, which is a lot better than you could get out of anything else.
Oh, big key to Ice Palace.
I forgot we hadn't seen that one yet. I don't like Ice Palace. It does things to me in Key Sanity.
Yeah, the Ice Palace big is that gets orphaned a lot. That's definitely one of the worst big chests to have to go back to.
Yep, and of course, if we don't see a pod big key here, it could very easily be in that orphan big chest.
Yeah, we got a lot of checks left. Yeah, then forgetting to hit the switch.
Yep. Boomerang somehow able to travel through walls, though. No problem. Okay, there it is. So Lin is in go mode. Gotta clear out this tower, gotta clear out the other tower, and kill a Helmosaur.
Yeah, with that though, yeah, it's definitely not looking so hot for Aussie's chances here. So there's really just not any checks left. So gonna be really needing a lot of Ganon falls or something.
Yep. But on the bright side for Lin and his team, I think that this will once the race finishes, assuming this result holds, it will confirm at worst a tie for first place in that division.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if this result holds, there will be a 3-way tie for second place.
Yep, and they will all be 2 games behind, 6 points, with only 2 games to play next week.
Yeah. I will mention that there is a tiebreaker between I Like Big Boots and Triple Dino Disasters, because they 2-0'd us in the first round. So if we have a tie, I don't think we will make it.
I'm quite sorry.
But yeah, Aussie gonna go back into desert. I think
can actually clear it. Yeah, unfortunately, there's nothing actually in desert to be found for him, but can at least get the crystal now.
Oh yeah, this is part of that Thieves Town big back to desert big chain.
Right. There's half the torches lit for Lin. Not very many rooms left for him in this tower.
Yeah. Never found boots. Feels bad, man.
And not going to find them at this point unless they're on Helmasaur King, just because he's not going to open up any more chests.
Yeah. He's definitely done opening checks.
Which, I mean, there is one room in the game that boots are pretty nice for. We'll see it in a couple seconds here once Moldarum's done exploding. But beyond that, who cares? We're far enough in that boots aren't really worth anything in the way of time.
Oh yeah, no, it's just
it still feels bad.
Bootsless seeds are just like, man, come on, dude.
Being able to dash through this room in particular that Lin's in makes it so much easier.
Aussie needs to head over to the pyramid to get his Eastern Big, I believe.
Yes. And I think the only reason Lin didn't get a 2-cycle Aga 2 there was because of a blue ball. So, that's unfortunate.
Still a good fight.
Yeah.
Better
Never going to complain about 3.
Yeah, better than my typical, like, 8-cycle.
Yeah, it's basically 2-cycle is you got God RNG. 3-cycle is realistically the best you could possibly do, and sometimes even then. And then more than 3 is where you start getting a little bit annoyed at the lost time. But also does have Big Red Bomb following him now, so he will have his Eastern Big Heat not very long. Then he'll have to take that over there, and then go up to Ganon's Tower.
So, we are in Castle Tower. How many blue balls do you think we will be seeing?
Probably somewhere between, 0 and 15?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with probably 2.
2? I'll go with 4. Goomba with 17. Wow. What a nice teammate.
Yeah. It's always fun to poke fun at your teammates when they're racing. Yeah, just for anybody in chat who may not be as familiar with this fight and doesn't know, the way the Aghanim 1 fight works is that it's a cycle. The first of the cycle is always a regular shot that you can reflect and hit him with. And then the next 3 are 50-50 between regular shots that you can hit him with, blue balls that you cannot. And then the last one is lightning, which you can't do anything with. So worst case is, 15 blue balls if you get the worst possible RNG and don't miss any of the reflected shots.
Yeah, I think my blue ball PB is 11.
Yeah, I think we're still only at 215 fights reported, right? I think that's right.
I don't know an actual number.
Well, I think that's the first one. And here's the lightning. Also, just fun fact, if you grab that back wall while he's doing the lightning, it lags slightly less.
Wow, I did not know that.
It's, when I say slightly, I mean it.
like 1 frame.
Something
Not frames.
on that magnitude, yeah.
I think, are we up to 2 now?
Yes, we're up to 2. 1 in each cycle. Oh, chat's saying 4. I missed 2 completely somewhere. I'm very sorry.
I'm not paying attention very well.
No, I'm watching Ase do Eastern Palace. He's in the back. It's kind of cool. Eastern Palace is actually my favorite dungeon. So.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's my least favorite.
No, like it's my
so
favorite because, well, the thing is, I don't play NMG, so I get to do Eastern Palace with the boots.
Ah.
And Eastern Palace with the boots is quite fun.
Yeah, with the boots, it's a lot less bad than without the boots. Without the boots, it's just like, I don't want to go all the way to Big Key Chest.
Yeah, like it's kind of like Thieves Town, really, just full of straightaways. Yeah. And it sort of makes you wonder why, if they're not going to give the boots to you till after the dungeon in vanilla.
That is a good point. So Lin just has to finish off Pod here, and then it will be time to fight Ganon. Aussie gonna check the bat before going to TR. Does Aussie not have Thieves Town done yet?
He should, because that's where the Desert Big Key was.
Yeah, I think that's just a...
Like, that was on blind, so there's no way he doesn't have the clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, just getting this bat check out of sight, out of mind before GT, I can see the logic there.
Yeah, I mean, if there was something there, it prevents you from full clearing GT, which is, you know, it does take a decent amount of time to full clear GT.
Yeah. The only problem here is that it's one location when Asa is hunting for 2 items.
That's true.
But if it was, say, Pod Big and the second Castle Tower key was on Helmasaur, that would still save him A, a full GT clear, and B, a fair bit of backtracking.
Yeah.
Nice, not bedrock position there.
So this is the last 80 keys week of the season, or 80 keys race of the season. So next week we have co-op Randomizer. That mode is gonna be crazy. You're gonna see more deaths than you're used to seeing, and probably some pretty unfortunate combinations of enemies and rooms.
Yeah, Randomizer is an absolute party of mode to watch. Lots of really cool things can happen there. Of course, it being co-op and not all dungeons does mean that we could see some pretty quick stuff there, because sharing info for 7 crystals in a Ganon kill, and I'll say dodging those Lionel fireballs with some fancy frame roll shenanigans, I don't know how that works. But he was literally just turning around and not taking damage from them.
Lin finishes off Helmasaur King. Just gonna save and quit here and drop into Ganon.
Yep, and if he can kill Ganon in less than 90 seconds, then he gets to cut 2 hours on this seed.
Yeah, sub 2 and a bootless 80 key seeds. That's pretty impressive. Especially with how slow this seemed to get started.
Yeah, and Flute was super late too. So just no good travel. But Gold Sword, we see, makes a mockery of the first 2 phases. It's just 6 slashes per. Really easy, and there we go. Just gotta wait for Ganon to finish warping now. Got one more warp cycle, which is really friendly. And oh no, silver. No torch glitch actually sets up the double really nicely, and now all Lin's got to do is wait for the bridge to spawn and cross it.
Yep, get your GGs in chat for Lin. It looks like the last locationers will be taking this one.
Yep, Lin crossing the bridge at the time of 1 hour, 59 and 53 seconds. So GG's and congratulations to him.
Yep, got the sub 2, just barely.
And I'll say about, well, the bait check. But once he's done with this room, he'll have 2 checks left to get his last big key, and then he'll be in go mode as well.
Yeah.
So trying to hook the pillar down there, it does work, but it's a bit finicky, and I'm not sure why it wasn't working for him, aside from it just being finicky. And we are joined by Lin, so GG's, congratulations.
Hello, GG's.
GG. So, sub 2 on a bootless C, that's a pretty nice time. What do you think?
That's really nice. I mean, it was pretty straightforward. I kind of felt bad a little bit with the double mountain climb. I don't remember what was on the mountain. Like there was a sword, but other than that, and the cape.
There was not much.
Not much. So, like, that's the only thing I kind of felt about it. Even then, it felt like I hit a pretty good route aside from that, in terms of efficiency.
Yeah, you definitely minimized double dipping. That's probably one of the biggest differences.
I do want to say, just interrupt for a second, say that Oase did get his go mode out of the fire snake chest and then forfeited the race. So that will be the end of the race itself. But anyway, sorry, continue please.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't remember what you were saying. I think you were talking, but I don't remember what you were saying. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just going to mention, one of the big differences was the double dipping. You seem to minimize it pretty well. And Aussie did swamp before ice, and so he didn't get that hook shot and had to double back.
I was thinking about it, but I also wanted to go to pod, but at this point I was like, I can't clear ice. There's the big chest, but like, whatever, I'll take the bite. And then I found the hook, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Completely in logic. Okay, let's go to swamp.
Yeah, and then you went over to pod, and all you got really was the lamp.
Yep.
How'd you feel about that?
Bad. Especially when like it didn't unlock anything for me. So like, okay, then I guess I'm going back to the mountain because I'm not doing purple chest because I left that behind since I was coming from south. So I went to the mountain. I mean, I had Hera and Hookshot Cave, and like when I entered TR, I only had 1 key. I was like, okay, I can go to the chain jump room and be done with it. I don't have the big key anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that.
And after that, I got the big key. I was like, okay, I only have 1 small key, so I cannot go past the chain jump. So I'm just gonna do that, and then hookshot gave, and yeah, about that.
Yeah.
So like, okay, fine. I'll go deep into TR, so I'll just check hookshot cave now.
Yeah, that worked out for you. Aussie actually didn't go into TR until he had all 4 keys, and I think he did make the lava chest check. But yeah, fortunately for you, there was nothing there.
I was really, really worried about it after I found the last TR key, because I was really low on spots as well. Yeah, I had like swamp, big chest, lava chest, and yeah, these some. Like I'm kind of glad that worked out. That I just followed the breadcrumbs, and then I just hit GT mode, and after that, it was like, okay, only Castle Tower small and pod big. I'm just going to GT.
Yeah, and then luckily they did turn out to be in there, and they spared us the search of all the awful locations that were left. All like 3 of them. But yeah, ultimately it just sort of felt like this seed, as long as you grinded it out and you avoided the places that you couldn't full clear, you generally did pretty well for yourself. But it's still key sanity, and it still required you to go everywhere.
I was kind of glad I found those 300 rupees in Gravel Ledge, because I was going to catfish.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was another actual pretty big difference between your guys' routing. Is Aussie went up to catfish early, straight out of Dark World access, and he was not able to check Castle Tower because he didn't have the sword, so he did not get the cane.
That game was kind of nasty, because like there was a sword on the mountain, and I think the cave was in swamp.
The cave was also on the mountain, but there was actually, I think it was the 3rd sword for both of you wound up being in swamp.
I don't remember where the 2nd was, but yeah, it was like behind the mountain, and or swamp. If you went to left side swamp, you got a 2nd sword as well. I mean, a sword.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it really did just come down to a couple things done in order, out of order. Sort of just set you guys pretty far apart in the race, really. But that's how it turns out sometimes.
I'm not sure if Aussie will be joining us for an interview here. I'm trying to reach out to him. But...
I think I'm gonna leave though, because I think the French restream also might be waiting for me. So thanks for the commentary. Thanks for the restream. Thanks to the tracker as well. Thank you for watching, and see you next week for Randomizer.
Yep.
Not looking forward to it.
I think we'll be taking your team in the playoffs too.
Yeah, I see you next week, Lynn. Good luck.
Thank you.
So yeah, we'll see if Ase will join us here. If he doesn't, then that will be it for us. As we said before, this was the last race of the week for the Invitational League, and we have co-op Randomizer next week for week 7, closing out the regular season of the league.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty spicy, especially with some of the divisions having a lot of crazy tiebreaker scenarios. That mode, I think, is going to be really high variance, because you might get to the boss, not be able to do it. People are going to be dying. Dark rooms are terrible, so it should be fun to watch and interesting to play. Yeah, I'm playing.
All right.
I like Big Boots versus Last Locationers next week, so
you might be playing against Lynn.
Yeah,
as half of your respective teams at least.
Yeah, I probably will be. I have not gotten any word from Aussie here, so
all right. So I guess in that case, I think that will be it for us on the English restream. French are still talking to Lynn, I would imagine. So if you speak French, can understand French, feel free to check that out for a couple minutes. Otherwise, there's going to be, obviously, next week of the league starting tomorrow. But other than that, plenty going on. Speed gaming in general can usually find something that you might be interested in. And I think that will be it for us.